So you are looking to buy a camera for your content creation. I'll share with you my experience in creating content for over 4 years and what I found works and what doesn't. Let's talk about it. Hi everybody and welcome to S.M.E Talks. So it's a big decision. You will watch every single video on YouTube. You will watch all reviews to make a decision whether what camera to buy and what camera not to buy. And you will be confused. There are certain factors I think every content creator need to consider before jumping into buying a camera. And I'll talk mainly about the full frame and crop side of things, because I find this aspect is not really discussed from the angle that affected me as a content creator who creates content from a fixed set with a limited space like I have at the moment. And the experience of a vlogger is different, and definitely the experience of a photographer is different. And I'll talk about all of this in this video. Please show some love, like the video, comment and subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated. So let's talk about the full frame and crop sensor. The first camera that I ever bought was Canon 70D. I've created lots of content with it, and then I moved into the Sony ecosystem, having two cameras, not one. One being the A7 III, the legendary full frame camera from Sony, which is responsible for most people who switched brands into Sony. And also a cropped sensor, which is the A6400. They have differences. They are used for different purposes, etc. So when you look on YouTube now and you watch videos full frame sensor versus a crop sensor, you will find a plethora of video quality, photograph quality, exposure to light, the bokeh effect behind you, which is the kind of that blurry thing that you get behind the subject. Most people will tell you you can achieve similar results using the two. But I'll be very honest with you. If you have a small room and you're looking to get this kind of picture without showing the furniture on the side, without showing the wall, without showing the clutter behind you, that is very difficult to achieve with a crop sensor. You may get a wide angle lens, but the effect and the way that it will display this kind of setup will be weird and awkward. And you know how wide angles work. Some people like that effect, but not for this kind of content. It wouldn't work. So if you work, and I noticed something that's really funny. Most people who review these cameras live in the US, right? US content creators. And generally speaking, houses and flats in the US, for the most part, are much larger than what we have here in the UK, right? And people who lived in both countries know this. And especially if you live in London, it's a big struggle. So where I'm recording now is very small space, though. Very small. And for me to manage this, I can't do it without using a full frame sensor. So for you to, if you have budget, we're talking about having budget. If you don't have budget, do good lighting. Use your phone camera, which most likely will be 4K and have good quality. Use a cheap tripod and do that. And if you have a bit of money, you could get, this kind of microphone, connect it to your mobile to improve the audio quality, and you're set. And if you have charisma, you have a message that works, that would work. Have you seen, I've seen some young men who are like maybe teen, like even I don't want to use the term kids because it's not right, but I think they're even like less than 18, 16, 17. What they do is they have this sort of mic. They use their phone like that, and they remove the background behind them and do commentary, and they have amazing views and amazing entertaining content. So it's not about equipment, but I'm talking about people who are looking to get their equipment. I love tech, I love equipment, I don't care. I'll spend my money on equipment. So Also, you need to think about the purpose of the content that you're doing, the style of content. Are you a vlogger, or do you do a content in like this setting, or do you do cooking? And you may need more than one angle for the content, and then you will be moving into the kind of arms and C-stands to get different angles for your cooking. If you're looking to get into vlogging side of things, the size and weight of camera will become an issue 100%. If you think about it, you'll be holding your camera on the tripod. If the camera is heavy, so even the A7 III, but with the lens, it will become somewhat heavy, right? But the A6400, which is very light, you could use for vlogging, no issue. You need to think about stabilization, whether the sensor is stabilized, so when you walk around and you vlog, you don't get all that shaky dancing effect when you use the content. Do you spend a lot of time outside? The size of the battery will become an issue. And all that, adds to the budget. If you get a camera and then you haven't thought about the battery size, you start adding all plugins, all sorts of chargers, all sorts of extra batteries. At the end, the amount of money you spend, you might have as well got like the top end camera with that money, and you get full quality, full battery life, all that good stuff from the get-go, rather than keep buying these little like small things which will end up costing you the same. What I would say, it's all about the style of content you do. The fandom that you get on YouTube is mainly for people who are in the field. People who love photography, people who love videography. That's their content. That's what they do for a living. So they always feel a type of way about something that may not be relevant to you. One other thing, the lens options. Do they have a long list of availability and different depth of fields, different range, within the lenses? Some brands have ridiculously bad availability for lenses, and some brands have extremely expensive lenses, which will make it really unusable. You might get the kit lens and then you can't really venture out and expand. With the Sony, you have the Sony, you have the Tamron, so this Tamron has 2.4 depth of field, which gives you that kind of effect, and the price of it, it's very reasonable, not too expensive. And also, you may want to consider, if you stream, what kind of Bluetooth features you have to upload your photos automatically. If you're someone outside and you need to send your photos straight away from the field. It's all about you and the kind of content you do. Try to find reviews for people who cover these cameras from your point of view and from the prospect of the content that you are creating. So this is my experience. This is why I chose full frame, and this is why I chose Sony as well. I like the menu system. I like the color schemes. I haven't had issues with them. People say sometimes they have heat issues, and I never had that. In fact, I had more issues with my Canon 70D that I never had with Sony, just to be honest with you. But this is my feedback. Go out there, record your content, and enjoy YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever content that you're creating. Good luck for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.